Everyone says they'll start that business when the timing is right, but what if I told you that the right time isn't when you have everything figured out? It's actually right now. In this video, I'll share the 5 things that make this moment the perfect time to start that company you've been thinking about, and how you can leverage these advantages to build something remarkable. And by the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Bailey. I went from being a college student with a wild idea to building a venture-backed startup and landing on Forbes 30 Under 30. On this channel, we talk about the startup journey, performance, and how to do it all without burning out. The first reason why this is a good time to be starting a company has to do with the state of the market. Counterintuitive as it sounds, research consistently shows that companies founded during economic downturns often outperform those started when things are booming. When we launched Perimeter's first fundraise, it was literally the month that COVID hit. Talk about terrible timing. But that challenging environment forced us to be incredibly scrappy from day one. We couldn't rely on the usual playbook because nothing felt normal anymore. We had to question every single expense, prioritize ruthlessly, and find creative ways to make progress with limited resources. Companies born during tough times learn to operate with efficiency wired into their DNA. They build sustainable business models from the beginning rather than burning through cash. They also focus on solving real problems for real customers who will pay them real money. Airbnb, Uber, and Slack are all examples of companies that were founded during recessions and became household names despite the market they started in. The second reason now is the perfect time to start your company is because of the AI revolution. It's absolutely changing the game for founders. Tools like Claude and ChatGPT are legitimate business accelerators that can help you move faster than ever before. In the early days of Perimeter, creating our first pitch deck took weeks of research, writing, and design. Today, you can generate a first draft in minutes, giving you more time to refine your message and focus on what makes your business truly unique. AI can help you research your industry and competitors, draft compelling copy for your website, create content for social media, generate code if you're building a technical product, and analyze market data to inform your strategy. And the best part is, these tools are getting better every single day, which means the founders who embrace them now have a significant head start over those who wait. The third reason is that the tools we need to build our companies are more accessible and powerful than ever before. When I started Perimeter, I was shocked by how many tools existed specifically to help entrepreneurs, and that ecosystem has only grown stronger. Today, you can incorporate your company in minutes with platforms like Stripe Atlas. You can set up banking and payroll through Mercury or Brex. You can manage customer relationships with affordable CRMs, and you can build a professional website without knowing how to code. These tools have dramatically lowered the barrier to entry. Tasks that used to require expensive consultants or specialized knowledge over weeks can now be done by a solo founder in literally seconds. The infrastructure for starting companies has never been more robust, which means you can focus your energy on what really matters, solving a hard problem, and finding customers who love your solution. The fourth reason now is the perfect time to start a company is the explosion of startup accelerators and incubators that are eager to support early-stage founders. Y Combinator used to be the only game in town, but now there are hundreds of accelerator programs across different industries, geographies, and focus areas, and many of them will literally pay you to build your company. These programs typically offer initial funding in exchange for a small equity stake, mentorship from experienced entrepreneurs, community and peer support, and structured guidance through the early stages of building. We went through a program called Alchemist Accelerator in the early days of Perimeter, and the connections and mentorship it provided were pretty transformative for us. It helped us refine our go-to-market strategy, connect with investors, and eventually raise the funding we needed to build the first version of the product and scale. So if you're starting out, these programs can provide the runway, the network, and knowledge to significantly increase your odds of success. The fifth reason why now is the perfect time to start a company is the changing workforce dynamics, particularly with Gen Z entering the job market. More than any previous generation, Gen Z is prioritizing purpose, flexibility, and impact in their work. They're looking for opportunities to make a meaningful difference, wear multiple hats, and have creative freedom, which is exactly what startups offer. This means that as a founder, you have access to an incredible talent pool that's actively seeking the kind of experience your company can provide. At Perimeter, some of our most valuable team members came to us specifically because they wanted to work at a mission-driven startup where they could have a direct impact and see the results of their work. They weren't interested in being another cog in a corporate machine. They wanted to build something that truly mattered. This shift in workforce priorities give early-stage companies a competitive edge in attracting talented, passionate people who might have previously defaulted to larger organizations. Lastly, one of the biggest barriers to starting a company isn't actually external. It's the voice in our heads that says, "Not yet," or "I'm not ready," or "The timing isn't right." But here's the truth. There is never a perfect time. The founders who succeed aren't the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They're the ones who start anyway and use whatever conditions exist to their advantage. When I started Perimeter, everyone told me the timing was completely wrong. We were trying to solve complex problems in disaster response, and convincing government agencies to adopt new technology seemed completely impossible to the investors we spoke with. But we didn't wait for the moment to be perfect. We started with what we had, where we were, and today, our platform is helping millions of people access life-saving information during disasters. So, if you've been waiting for a sign that now is the perfect time to start your company, I hope this is it. The state of the market, the AI revolution, accessible tools, accelerators, and a workforce eager to join mission-driven startups, these factors create an opportunity landscape that has never existed before. Now, I'd love to hear what you're thinking of building, so drop it in the comments and let me know if there's anything holding you back from starting today. And if you're looking for practical strategies on how to validate your idea before you go all in, check out my video on how I'd start a startup today with $0 and no connections right here. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.